things that I've seen that you recommended.
That's
And
true.
guys.
I was like,
almost-
holy crap, I could see why he could recommend, he could tell me to watch this.
You first thing, I have good taste.
I got in a fight with Lena over that.
Stop insulting
Oh yeah,
my...
I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the fight because I remember when you said that in the group chat, and I was like, oh, I wonder like what his take was, what her take was.
Yeah.
Poorly Made Podcast episode something or another. Okay, now back to
42.
I don't know.
All right, Mike.
You guys skipped like 3 numbers. It's definitely like 39.
Oh wait. Actually, no. We have to set up the premise because they don't know. Okay, so Kamal recommended a episode of Law Order SVU.
Yeah.
Is it most recent still? I mean, it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think they went on break after
Okay.
that episode. So yeah, I recommended it. The 500th episode. Actually, that's the name of the episode. Title of the episode. And I recommended to the guys to watch because
Kamal is always defending rapey guys. Particularly, what's his name? Aziz Ansari. So when he saw this episode, he was like, "Oh, this is like my defense for rapey guys."
He had like a snowman.
So he told us to watch it.
We're gonna ignore that, but like it did bring up some things that we've talked about the past when it comes to
we've talked about, that we've argued about,
yes. We've prayed about
no end.
I've lost sleep over.
Yes.
We've questioned our relationship.
Yeah, with this guy
revolving around dating, sex, consent, largely, age differences when it comes to dating and sex,
power dynamics.
Yeah, basically the classics.
The top 5, you know,
like problems and dangerous situations that arise from
and all the tropes.
In age.
If you like all the tropes when it comes to like you can find on Twitter when it comes to anything about sex or dating, basically, or in this episode. So yeah.
Watch the guys this week as they cancel themselves.
They try again for the 41st time to do it.
Well, before we even get into it, pretty good episode. Like I don't watch Law and Order like that, but I liked how they pulled from like the old episodes and how I don't know. I guess I don't watch enough Law and Order to really know, but they really wove like 3 stories into one. It's just like, oh, this is like good writing. Like they pulled it in.
SVU still got it sometimes. Most of the time, they still got it. There's a reason. There's a reason why they still on the air. They have 500.
Has Dick Wolf gotten into any trouble? I feel like Dick Wolf has to have gotten into trouble. It's been like 30 years. That man's still clean.
He's made so much.
His name is Dick Wolf. Shows. He hasn't been canceled yet.
He's still producing new shows. They're supposed to be bringing back the OG Law and Order. Supposedly.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah. He got so much money. You know, he got mad bread.
Dick Wolf is swimming in it. His name is Dick Wolf. I can't say it enough.
There has to be a
name of this episode, Dick Wolf.
Come on. That man. He doesn't have to make reservations. He's not on Open Table.
That has to be a stage name, though, right? There's no way his name is. No, actually, there is.
His name could be Richard Wolf.
Well, there's actually, funny enough, there's like a famous like economist named Richard Wolf. But he actually goes by Richard Wolf.
Because he doesn't want to be confused with Dick Wolf.
But with two F's, I think. So real quick summary, because we're gonna keep doing tropes. So you know how I love to summarize. Long story short, Olivia is reunited.
I made a wrap it up song, a wrap it up machine for you.
All right, we'll get to Chappelle later. Time. Basically, Olivia reunites with an old boyfriend who's trying to exonerate some guy for an assault that he was jailed for. And I guess spoiler alert, they rekindle their old relationship, but then some things come to light about his past, and that's basically the back.
Drama ensues.
So yeah, Mike, back. So now to you and the lady.
I said her name already. I'm not bleeping it out.
I've said her name before, I believe. You would really need more. Well, I guess since you know who I am, you would usually need more information, but you probably easily research nowadays.
It's not that hard, Mike.
Okay, what was the argument?
Yeah, well, the argument. Well, it wasn't really an argument. I was never like on. I was playing devil's advocate, but pretty much for the whole time because I was basically on her side. But
This is the entertainment business. We need drama. Come on, pick a side.
Yeah, pick a side.
Don't be a coward.
The guy. At first they got me. They did a really good job of making me believe that he, like, there was some parts of that old time situation that was acceptable, and then we got into, if he was, I'm pretty sure in the show it says like he was 19 maybe and she was 16 or something, and
No,
we
I
were
think he
going
said he
on.
was,
I think it was like 21 or 20.
Yeah, it was 21 now that I think about it. And we were going on about how, yes, obviously that's very unacceptable on the surface, but like taking into consideration a bunch of different factors like period in time, like then I was bringing it really specific, like what if she was like 17 364 days old? Like, is there something magic that happens from that day to the next makes her legal? Like, the power dynamic thing absolutely makes sense. Like the power was in his hands and he was using it to manipulate her. But I was just asking that, is it possible for two people those ages to like truly like not to be innocent, basically, to not like, one's not using a power dynamic, one is not, taking advantage. They're just truly like meant for each other in love kind of thing.
A wise man once said, "How old is 15 really?" Right?
Who the hell was that?
Yeah, what's that?
Somebody, I think.
What Confucius ass shit are you reading?
I believe our man Dave, right? Remember?
Oh, did he?
Oh,
I don't remember. No.
You remember that about with the R. Kelly and the guy who, not the R. Kelly. Yeah, it was the R. Kelly and the guy that got the kid who got imprisoned for killing his brother with like a.
Oh, what is this? Killing Me Softly?
Move? Yeah.
Okay, I just Googled it.
This man shot a man in the Walmart. It didn't affect his sales at all.
Okay, so first thing, that's an interesting question, right? Like, can two people with that age difference genuinely fall in love? And
yeah, I mean,
I want to say the answer is yes, that they can fall in love. But you have to, like, there's certain parts of it. Well, obviously there's the legal dynamic, right? So if
the most important,
if you're,
I would say
if you're in that situation and you realize you're 21, this person is 16, you genuinely have feelings for this person, that may be true, but you also have to consider the legal ramifications of pursuing a relationship with this person. I'm not going to say that just because there's that difference, that age difference, that you're automatically grooming them, that you're automatically enforcing some power dynamic. I can't say that. That's going to be on a case-to-case basis, right? But at the very, very, very minimum, you have to acknowledge that legally, you're going to be in some trouble if you pursue this relationship in a physical, like, sexual way. I think the other, criticism you could get, like maybe just, oh, she's too young for you or whatever, like that's just people talking. There's not really any real life ramifications if it's just people criticizing you for being with the person, but actually having a sexual relationship with that person, it's like your life is now going or could potentially
in jeopardy.
Yes. So, like, to answer your question again, yes, I think they can be in love, but you got to be very careful.
Well, I think it's different. I think the legal aspect is, first of all, it wasn't exactly like relevant in the show. Like they make it pretty clear that he had a power dynamic, and so that's what made it wrong. So like my thing was what obviously taking the legal part out of it, where they're always a 21-year-old, no matter what innocence he carries or guilt he carries or she carries, it's going to be they're always legally responsible regardless. I just was talking about like, like is the guy necessarily wrong like automatically because like people assume that he has a power dynamic, or is it that's a specific characteristic for some of the 21-year-olds? I don't know if that makes sense. Like I'm just considering it outside of the legal part of it. Because
I think there are people who are predatory by nature, and at 21 will be like, oh well, maybe I can't pull other 21-year-olds, but I know if I say XYZ and I make myself seem like ABC, I could probably pull a 16-year-old who I have this, and we say power dynamic. It doesn't even have to be like a big thing. It can just be like I'm exposed to more things. I have a car and they don't. I've gone outside of the city limits. Like I can do these things. Like I can buy
a lotto ticket.
Right. Yeah. Like that in itself is enough.
That's the whole relationship, playing the numbers for the girl.
He was like, I'll buy you all the lotto tickets you want, baby girl.
He's like, just tell me what Powerball you want to play.
But like there are definitely people that are going to abuse that. But I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that two people with that age difference at that time can genuinely have feelings for each other. I think that's like,
because I think it's
technically,
isn't it the same with an 18-year-old and a 16-year-old? But we would see that, we would look at that much more like not favorably. It's still technically illegal, but like we would look at that with more, ease for the 18-year-old because of the age difference. I just think it's not as I don't want to say black and white because it's definitely black and white, but I think there's some like, I don't know, there's different situations. I'll say that. Like in the show though, it's clear, he's taking advantage of her.
Well, in the show, they kind of, that's why I thought it was interesting, because like Olivia expresses that like she's kind of going through it and like playing back how their relationship began, and says that like he was manipulating her based on like her circumstances at home, that like she was like she had a troubled upbringing and stuff like that. And that was part of it where I disagreed. Like I don't think necessarily because you have struggles at home and someone's like, you're dating someone or someone's into you, that they're necessarily explained, because they never show it or express it. Like they imply it, they suggest things about like with the tape and stuff, the song,
the CD,
but like
the songs,
but like you can say
he was
that's
giving
like
that CD to other girls. I mean, to me that was like blatant.
That could just be your game though, right? Like what's the difference between that and like a pickup line that you use repeatedly to get women? So like I think it's way it's way more gray. No, I think it's way more gray. Like if you like, so like they start to imply that it was sinister, that like this was like a calculated thing, that he knew that he was older and more he's more appealing to, he seemed more like sophisticated to her younger 16-year-old brain and stuff like that. But it's
this is the part where you start defending rapists again?
No, first thing, never supported excusing rapists. But I think there's a lot.
To be clear, Kamal has never supported rapists.
Thank you.
I
think there's a lot more gray to it than.
So I agree with you. I think that what made the episode so good is that it was pretty complex. Like they, even from Olivia's point of view, where she had to go through the process of thinking, oh, this was like harmless. Yes, we had an age difference, but there wasn't abuse here. This was just two people in love with an age gap. Like he was harmless. And then we saw her slowly kind of have her eyes opened and see that the dynamic was a little bit more sketchy than she had initially remembered.
I don't know. I feel like
You don't think that's how it went? I'm
I
pretty sure that's
feel
how.
like I feel like she started feeling bad when she found out that like he had like a routine following
Right.
her.
When it would.
Like that as he would still date like younger women, younger than him, but like
Right.
they were of age, like that he like as he got older he was dating targeting not targeting
Younger women, but then
you
also
focus on
using the
like
same
women.
move.
Yeah, but it was effective. So it's like
Yeah,
and
but that's where
and
the
that's where
problem is. That's like R. Kelly
why
found out a move that was
why
effective
I
also. R.
disagree.
Kelly was
I
like, if I
disagree.
tell a young girl that I can make her a star, she'll have sex
First
with me.
thing,
Let
first
me
thing,
keep
let's
doing that. That
first
doesn't
thing,
mean
let's
it's not like.
we keep saying young girl. In the show, these women are all like early 20s, mid 20s, and he's like
Okay,
much older.
with
They're younger
Olivia, she was
women. They're
young.
not young
With
girls. Yeah,
Olivia, she was a young
yes, this
girl.
was all post Olivia though. So like they were broken
But we're
up.
talking about Olivia.
No,
I'm
but
talking about Olivia.
it's it plays into that because she questions that whether she was like targeted and manipulated
Mhm.
because she found out that he's used that song with
Right.
other girls, well, other women.
We
It
also
seemed
don't
like
know
there
that
were more. It
Olivia
was
was the only
more.
one. Right. Because this
It's
guy,
It
it's
well, they
it
never
was it
say
was
it.
more than I think it was. It's they make it seem like there's more. Like like she didn't think that there was anything wrong with it, but even outside of the pattern that he had with other women, there was more to like her understanding of the way that their relationship went. Like she like realized that she didn't think of it when she was 16 because she was 16, but she realized that like he was playing off of her weaknesses.
Mhm.
Well,
I
no,
think that's what they're
I don't
trying
know.
to say. Maybe it doesn't come out
Well,
exactly like
I
that.
agree with that.
she
I
was
think
in a
that's what
troubled
makes it
house to begin.
predatorial.
Well, no, she was troubled. So wait, are you saying that like, so like age aside for a
Mhm.
second? Because well, just to go back real quick to cover the legal and moral thing, you both have to kind of like separate, and that's weird. That's weird to me say both like separate and intertwine the legal and moral things. Because like I don't like I think it can be morally acceptable that like there be an age difference and um and it's not like a predatory like morally wrong thing.
That's what we talked about. How like it wasn't like that. It didn't used to be like that hundreds of years ago.
Well, no, well, I'm saying like morally it may not be. I think every
Mhm.
circumstance is different. But when it comes to like legality, when we're setting like precedent for like a society, you kind of can't take a um case by case basis, right? You have to set some kind of baseline for like general protections of minors and individuals. So you can't say
Mhm.
like, well, these were actually in love and he wasn't manipulative, he wasn't a predator. They just were really in love. But this one, they were actually in love and he wasn't. He was like they weren't really in love. He was manipulating and using her naivete to like prey on her. So like you can't really do that. So you set the bet you set the baseline with ages, right? That's the age with the ages of consent and saying that like so and so age you're able to consent to things and have at it, right? But like
Mhm.
the legal whether it was legally wrong, yeah, it was legal. I'm pretty sure it was legally wrong in the story.
Yeah.
It was legally wrong, but like the moral we can't really answer it because like he speaks of being deeply in love. She claims she felt she was deeply in love with him.
Mhm.
So like but
Yeah,
like
but the point is, I think to me, the point is that she she might have thought that they were like morally in love, but like she in reality she wasn't. Like the point is that part of it, I think that this is even probably the basis of the law is that a 16-year-old reality would be different than a 21-year-old's reality. So like, yeah, she might have gave him all the signs of consent when she was 16, but that's why she can't consent, because there's parts about it that she's too young for.
No, we said that's from a legal standpoint, but like there are definitely like we live in a very complex society, right? We live in a society, yada yada. But and like there are plenty of like sophisticated older teenagers, and we know plenty, like if you've been
young,
in college,
Donald Trump-esque fellows.
Yeah, like for God's sake, Donald Trump is still super insecure and immature and moronic at times, and he's almost 80, right? So like maturity and like mental capacities are different, but like we said it as for a legal basis in order to protect it, because we can't be like, oh well, you're like really mature for a 16-year-old, so it's okay, and like you're really immature for like a 25-year-old, so like so we set the baseline, we set the age of consent to protect it and not have to deal with like trying to discover the inner workings of their minds and their hearts and stuff like that, because oftentimes you can't tell what's deep in their hearts. You're going to base it on what their actions are, right? So
what was the other thing you were about to say? Because I felt like that was about to be good. You were about to get into
I feel like
the other stuff hasn't.
Well, the power dynamic thing, it's kind of like about the older, like have mature younger people and like immature. Like I don't think the age thing is automatically makes it predatory, because like what are we talking? Like we have gold diggers, the concept for a reason, right? Usually is a that trope is a.
But you're speaking of gold diggers when a younger woman.
Yeah, so like age doesn't an age difference in favor of the man doesn't necessarily mean that man is predatory. I think like circumstances are different. Like you can like just being like older doesn't make you predatory. Like having game and like having pickup lines or like effective like methods of.
But I think it's a characteristic. It's a characteristic of predators, though. Like,
wait. Question: would you call an attractive woman who goes to bars or fancy restaurants? You will call her a predator
and picks up older men to take advantage of their money.
You will call her a predator.
Brittany Renner, yes.
No, Brittany Renner's situation is different because what's it? PJ Washington was a 18-year-old guy when she like started like pursuing him. I'm talking about like a 20-something-year-old girl going to like I don't know.
If you're serially dating,
and like looking
if you're serially dating
much
or
older men,
the same demographic specifically, like that, I'm not saying it's automatically that, but it's a characteristic of it. Like if you're targeting the same demographic, this is what you want, this is what you know you're in, you know all the right moves to get into that demographic, there's something predatory about that. Like you're on the hunt.
You can't see it. You can't name it, but you
come
know
on,
it when you see it.
If I go to a club, let's say I'm going to a club, right? And there's 20 women in front of me, right? And I see there's 20 women that I'm attracted to, and I start to say, okay, damn. It's like, damn, you're having a good night. Right? And I'm like, okay, those 20 women right there, too confident. I can't even talk to them. I mean, those 10 women there, too confident, can't talk to them. I'm automatically eliminate those. Okay, there's 10 more. All right, so which ones are wearing shorter skirts and look a little drunk? Okay, I'm gonna target those ones. Like when you start to
you're poisoning the well by saying that they're drunk, so then you're implying
but
that
this is what people look for. Okay. Okay.
Yes. No.
Okay.
If you're
okay, let's take out the drunk.
They have their hair in front of their eyes.
Let's take out the drunk. Okay. So let's say how they're dressed. Are you good with how they're dressed? Okay, they're dressed a little bit more risque than others.
You heard a girl say, "I have loads of."
Right, but you get what I'm saying, right? So like these women that go into clubs and they're like, okay, who has the biggest chain on? Like they're not looking at character. They're not looking at characteristics or anything like that. It's like, who can I target that will give me what I want? That's
Yeah, no,
predatory.
I get that, but like, all right,
Male or
I think
female.
I think using predatory
I get the word is big.
is too
right?
strong a word
It's big,
for
yes.
like it's too
I
strong a
can
word,
concede to that, but I'm
especially
making
with
a point.
consenting adults. Like
Yes.
if you're
It's predatorial behavior.
I don't know if it's predatory. Like
It is. It's
you
hunting. It's
have
on the
to
hunt.
woo that. It's you have to.
Is that wooing?
It's calculating.
It's calculated. If wooing someone
Nothing.
is
There's
like
nothing
winning them
wrong with
over.
calculating. Yeah, you win them over in different ways.
Nah.
Yes,
It's
you
different when
attract
you
them
like
by
you got the playbook though.
with your looks, with your figure, with your charm, your personality, with your taste, the air that you have in terms of like sophistication, which is what this guy in the show was doing with younger women, which was
Right.
he was this older gentleman who seemed we appeared to be very well educated, well traveled, very sophisticated, and
He was well traveled.
and these younger women
ran through those thighs.
found that attractive. So he was like, if I'm like I'm
sometimes
a single older woman who wants
because
to
sometimes
have,
they
I mean,
also
single older
just
man
felt
who wants,
uncomfortable.
well, that's all right. That's the second layer, right? So like, I don't think the using a like the tape to
to get their guard down.
Not to get the guard. He recommended the music and they found it. They were interested by it. They were.
But it's the same.
Yeah, but that's textbook manipulation.
That's like
textbook manipulation.
It's like
that's all dating is. What are we talking about?
Dating is not manipulation.
Yes, it is.
Dating is not.
Yes, it is.
Manipulation. You never want dating to be called manipulation.
Come on, when you're dating someone, you're tricking them into liking you.
If you're really using super loaded words.
You're manipulating them into liking you.
To an extent, yes. If a woman,
wait, that's not how I approach it. That's not how I approach it.
Tricked into liking somebody.
It's not about tricking. Manipulating is
trickery.
Maneuvering in a certain way. Like, wait, if you're out at a club, are you dressed the way you dress every single day normally? Like is wearing
I don't know how to answer this. I don't go to
wearing makeup. Wearing makeup, is that the way a woman like normally looks all the time? No, is that how she naturally looks? No,
some women.
No,
the way that
she's literally altering her appearance to appear more pleasing, to garner more positive feedback and attention from public. That's manipulation.
They put makeup on when they go to work. They could put makeup on.
And I would say that's all forms of manipulation. You're looking at manipulation.
Okay, the way that you're saying predator was loaded, you're using manipulation in a way different way. Manipulation is strong. That's not manipulation.
Find me another word for it, because like
manipulation is not the word that you want.
Find me the word, because what do you
the difference too, but
what do you describe altering your appearance than it's naturally or normally is?
You don't look look at a woman though and you're like, oh my God, she looks like that naturally. Like, it's makeup. Like, she doesn't really look like that.
That's not true. For one, like you're
presenting really good.
You're presenting yourself in a way. You're presenting yourself in a way that's not what it.
You're making it seem like they're putting on a disguise. Like, it's not a disguise. Like, and I get what you're saying.
I find it very interesting that
women.
I find it very interesting that pickup lines and effective I don't know talking points by a guy is super predatory and manipulative. But
no,
that's not what we said.
That's exactly what you're.
I'm saying when you have a specific go-to move for a specific type of person that is going to work every single time, and you cater to this, and you tailor your not your desires, but who you're going to pursue, because that the tricks that you have up your sleeve are going to work. That to me is predatorial behavior.
That's called game.
Okay, so if you really have game, you can do it to anybody with anybody. You don't have to
with any approach.
That's not game if you can only get one type of girl that's gonna answer to the same trick. You're a one-trick pony. Okay, so if you're only attracted to people that have low self-esteem
It doesn't have
and
to be. It doesn't have
but
low
we're talking
self-esteem.
about a specific
find
type of person.
no, but you're.
We're
If
talking
we're,
about
if we're,
this
Slather
guy.
on
if we're talking on like if we're gonna base it back on the show, if you you're generally attracted to younger women, which
Right.
most men are, right?
I'd like to see the numbers on that, but okay.
And you found that like talking about the book you wrote, the things you travel, and like this like recommending this certain kind of this obscure kind of music garners their interest in you. What's like why wouldn't you continue to do that? If you're a single person who's like not interested in like pursuing relationships with them, if you're just interested in sleeping with attractive women as a single man,
I'm not saying that you wouldn't do that. I'm just saying that that's not game to me. Like, so you're saying that if this guy sees that this
I'm talking about a
woman,
particular methodology of achieving a goal with a consensual adult. That's what it is. It really is.
I just think about it like this. If you like, would you want a girl doing that to you?
Huh?
Would you want a woman?
That women do that to him.
I'm saying that if you're out in public with in like a dating setting, a woman who's well dressed, who's wearing a nice outfit, nice dress, has her makeup done, has her hair done, she's presenting a.
It doesn't always have to be for relationship.
We're talking about dating and sex. What are we talking about? That's what
you can approach someone in a bar who didn't come out there to date. Like they could be their friend's birthday.
I get it, but my point is my point is that it's all the same.
That's why she's in the club on a Thursday. Just because it's her girl's birthday.
My point is that it's all the same.
To the show,
it's not all the same. No.
To bring it to the show,
it is.
The tapes to me,
and saying that is not is really sexist of you, honestly, because you're kind of you're infantilizing women, and then like,
how is it saying that a woman putting on makeup and dressing nicely is manipulative? That is sexist.
But wait. But saying that recommend and wearing similar forms of wearing similar makeup and similar forms of dress to date guys or to meet guys, you're saying that's not manipulative, but like recommending a form of music that women may think is
I'm saying
cultured and sophisticated repeatedly. So repeatedly we're recommending music that's manipulative, but wearing a form a
come on,
a form of dress that continue.
If I'm talking to a woman, right? Let's say I'm the guy from the episode, and she tells me she's into heavy metal music, right? And like that's all that she likes. Do you think that cassette with the French sweet romance music or whatever is gonna play to her the same way that it does to someone who, like, if that's my go-to move, right? Am I gonna maneuver the same way with this person who is maybe like emo?
No, you find people who are like I love how like having specificity in who you want to, like if you're trying to sleep with.
But if I like this woman, and I see that move doesn't work,
it might not even have to be.
And I see that the move doesn't work. Wouldn't I shift another gear? Okay, let me try this other tactic.
Yeah,
right? Like you can still talk to this woman just because she doesn't like French music.
I'm
sure still pursue them.
I'm sure he had, from what it described, it wasn't just the tape. He had a bunch of things, but he had a type. He liked.
He also played on her though for not having a good home life. Like I think that's pretty clear. Like wasn't she in court at one point about
Olivia?
it? Yeah,
Olivia didn't have a good home life. They don't describe like exactly. I don't think they describe how they meet. But like
her mother's student. I don't remember exactly the specific moment, but it was through the mother because he was her mother's student,
and the mother was a
professor.
A handful.
I will just say that Kamal is right in the sense that it's certainly contextual, because what you're saying,
I'm not saying
disagree
everyone
there.
that does that is like doing it, but I'm saying it's a trait that you see. You can't deny that like R. Kelly, that when he got all his victims, it's the same move. I'm gonna make you a superstar. Like they all have go-to
Man,
moves.
that well is super poison.
When Michael Jackson
love how
was,
you
was
pick
getting
it.
all his boys, like and girls,
What
it was like, oh, come to Neverland.
The well is super. Nobody can drink from this well anymore. I love how every example you pick is like someone who has like an accusation.
Rapist.
You don't have to. It's just like it doesn't. No, but we're not talking about rape. Like, do you think suggesting like having a go-to like move in terms of like trying to pick up a girl is like a rape tactic?
You're getting caught up on the move. I'm talking about the target. I'm talking about the targeting of specific people.
He targeted that all consensual. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing.
I'm saying it's predatorial. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's rapey.
I don't think having a specific move to pick up women is okay. I'll say it. I don't think. First of all, you were talking about pickup lines
corny.
Before. I don't think
that's gay. Cheesy.
Every woman I've heard from before says that pickup lines don't work.
You're getting like, wrapped up in me saying that it's like impressive. You're like you're taking what I'm saying and thinking I'm saying it's impressive or it's admirable.
No, I don't think
that's what you got.
I still think it's predatory.
You're implying though. In what sense?
In the sense that a predator preys on prey with certain methodologies.
So wait,
aka following them, calling out to them in public, using certain pickup. I'm not saying every pickup line is predatory, but
you're comparing stalking and harassing to like a pickup line, and that's
honestly.
And you're also implying
that
that like women have no agency when it comes to dating at all. Like
no,
they're not adult consenting.
Agency is completely separate from what the guy does.
The examples you brought up were Michael Jackson and R. Kelly. You didn't bring up everyday examples of men who meet women at bars and have to pick them up.
Let's talk about guys.
Joe Schmo going to bar and having to convince said ex-girl that to come to sleep with me.
So let's talk about guys who target drunk girls.
Oh my God! Every example you pick is
but you're saying that they don't. You say they don't target specific people. That's the point I'm making. That certain people are targeted, or they don't. They target give me an example of how you can. I guess you can. I guess you're saying.
Wait. So are you saying
fair game?
You can a guy meet a girl in a bar and it not be him targeting the sloppy drunk girl who's like moments away from passing out? Of course they can.
No one is saying that you can't do that.
But what we're talking about
every example instances. We're talking about specific instances. We're not saying that everyone
in the show otherwise was not him targeting underage, under the influence
that work for
women
him that were under him.
But we haven't even gotten to that. You're saying that pickup lines is predatory. You're saying you're saying picking a girl to try to sleep with who may be impressed by a taste in European in French music is predatory. Like if we can't even get
that's not what we're saying though. That's absolutely not what we're saying. We're saying that they're using he's using those same music collections on multiple women for the same outcome. He doesn't give a shit about the women. He just wants to have sex with them.
There's nothing wrong with a guy pursuing a girl to have sex with them. You know what?
I guarantee you, if a girl did that to you when you were 16,
did what?
You would be dumb pissed. Like you would be so upset you would be she introduced me to all this like 80s rap that's so cool.
Wait,
and then you find out she dumped it on five other conversation.
Guys. We're not talking about Olivia. We're talking about all the women on the show. There are a bunch of women in their 20s and 30s that are younger than him, than the guy in the show, who he used this music pickup line or used that as part of a way of wooing these girls. We're not talking about
part
16-year-old.
A tool in his rapey toolbox.
I can't. All right, let's move on let's move on.
No, I just think I don't think you have a good comeback for it.
One
Like,
question.
No, no, it's
One
not about a
question.
comeback.
One question.
Every time I bring up something about like even outside of the show, like like normal day consenting adults, you bring it to R. Kelly,
you're
Michael
flip-flopping though.
Jackson.
You're saying,
No.
oh, what's our normal example? And then you're saying, okay, but what about the show? So pick one. Which one are you talking about then?
But
This wasn't an everyday
we're not
scenario.
just talking
He
about
was a
the
student
show.
of the
We're
mother.
not just talking about the show. We're talking about literally the aspects, the practices. You were saying that having pickup lines was predatory. Like,
Yeah,
so wait. So we're gonna stop talking about the show. If I went to a bar and I found that in the past that mentioning being a fan of an alternative alternative band was made me seem more interesting in the girls and it boosted my chances of like sleeping with them, you would say
that's
that I was being predatory.
Yeah, that's
okay,
100%.
and that's
yeah.
my point. And it's not. It's literally not.
When you consider someone's feelings,
and that's why I
when you consider someone's feelings for real, you would pay attention to what they like, not necessarily what works for you to get them in bed. I'm sorry, like that's predatorial.
I'm saying
it exists on a spectrum. Absolutely. Are you a flat out rapist? No, you're a guy with dumb pickup.
Wait.
But
if you
it's predatorial. Because
wait, how are you not disregarding? How are you not?
You're telling me
not regarding her feelings?
Huh?
How are you not regarding her feelings?
Because your approach is using you just said it, using something that has worked to get women into bed in the past. So you're assuming that she's just the same characteristics of all the other women.
No, I actually like alternative. I actually like this alternative band, and I bring it up, and I find that bringing it up keeps the woman I'm talking to's attention when I'm talking to her.
But right there, that is sexism. You're assuming that because she's a woman and you've spoken to other women in the past,
I'm not saying
she's gonna listen.
My
to
God.
You did just say that, though, Kamal. You just said that
I
in
didn't.
your experience with other women. You just said that in your experience with other women.
And I'm
when
saying
I use this line, so all women that
no,
like,
it's not about all women. It's not about all women. No,
you did say
I'm listening to you.
It's not. No, you're not. You really aren't. But
I'm trying.
It's not. So, like I said, you bringing up a pickup line, like nobody's saying that. I think how can I say this?
I don't know why you're defending pickup lines so hard. Like they literally don't work.
Replace
for a good reason.
Pickup lines is just a I don't know. It's just a misnomer. It's just.
Well, yeah. Then maybe we have a different definition of a pickup line.
I'm just saying a simple, like, how can I say this?
Hey baby, what's your sign? Like what are we talking about? Maybe if you give me an example, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I can help.
Like I think in pickup lines, if I talked about what do you call it? If I talked about my travels to Europe or Africa or something like that, and I talked to it, and
are you a missionary? Like, what is the context here?
No,
like,
I'm well traveled. I'm well traveled. Wait, no, you're having a conversation. I'm like,
you're gonna tell me
I've been
you just met a girl.
I've been
and she's like, hey, I just came back from Africa. It's gotta have context. But yeah, go ahead.
He's upset now.
It's okay.
I'm not trying to be upset.
You guys been like kind of gaslighting me sometimes. We can finish up.
Well, yeah, but you're saying like he can't use the Michael Jackson.
Come on, we just disagree with you. We disagree with you. That's all it is.
No, it's not about disagreeing. When every time I'm bringing up something about like, I'm bringing like everyday dating scenarios, and like you're like, yeah, it's like R. Kelly who's trying to sleep with these young girls. It's like, yeah, it's like Michael Jackson trying to sleep with these young boys. It's like, yeah, it's like the guy. It's like the guy targeting. Wait, hold on. It's like the guy targeting the young girls. Like, yeah, it's like the guy trying to target Olivia. I'm like, no, I'm not talking about instances of like targeting young girls and actually being like preying upon them.
Yeah, but we're saying that there's no difference.
We're saying that the tactic is the same.
I'm saying, and my whole
tactic.
point is, if you're telling me that using talking about horoscopes to a 25-year-old woman in a bar is the same as looking for the stumbling drunk woman at the bar and like approaching her and like convincing her to take a few more drinks before you bring her in the cab. No, you brought it up the same, and that's my point about the gaslighting, because you're making, that's my point about it.
That you're
making it seem that it's all the same
degrees.
They're
definitely different degrees.
Completely different degrees. Like one's like actual like
sexual
assault,
but like Kavan said, it's
like
behavior. It's the behavior of seeking something out from the woman before you even know her, and you're using tactics. Regardless of you, if you have a magic trick, do you think well traveled?
Do you think do you think a single man pursuing consensual forget that. A single guy pursuing a one-night stand with a consenting woman is wrong. Is morally wrong.
Not just by those words. It's contextual.
When does it become wrong? When does it become wrong? If he's pursuing a one-night stand, like I plan on sleeping, having consensual sex with this woman one night, and I don't plan on talking to her ever again. Is that morally wrong?
That would be like if predatory was like the umbrella, it would be like the little raindrop that says douchebag. Like,
we're not talking about being a jerk and stuff like that. So would you say that the woman sleeping with him, she's a douchebag also?
No, I wouldn't say that.
That's my point of the sexism. But all right, we can move on.
All right, now
I don't understand what
you're having. The double standard is that the guy having, because like most times,
I'm just saying that
we're eliminating the situation where we could just straight up say, hey, I want to have casual sex with you, and the woman says, all right, cool, that's cool with me too. Like, we're eliminating that reality as well, where people can actually just be straightforward and say what they want. I understand your point. That a man or a woman pursuing...
On that point. So if the guy, is the guy who just went up and is like, no, like a brief hi, and then be like, I would like to have casual sex with you. You consider that morally fine, Mike?
I would say that is morally better.
That's not. It doesn't.
I would say it's very blunt and again kind of douchebag move, but
why is it douchebag? Why is it douchebag?
Because you shouldn't want that. Like, you shouldn't want that out of your relationships in life. Like, I'm making a blanket statement.
Yeah. Mike is
now you're getting into like your personal preferences, which I understand.
Yeah, Mike is being romanticizing it. Yeah,
but
I think like all sexual interactions don't necessarily have to be romantic, sweeping romantic gestures that lead to like
right. And obviously, like, I don't think in a conversation you would say, "Hi, hello, my name is John."
Actually, pause, real quick. I'm just doing this. Like, are we forgetting who we are? Like, do I have to say, like, Mike? Like, I
That's
get it.
Literally
we're definitely we're different. We're at different times in our lives, but like, not implying. First thing, you guys talking about me being a rape apologist. Not implying that Mike has done anything wrong, but like, let's pretend that Mike hasn't had casual.
I don't see how that's relevant to my argument.
I'm just saying.
That's what would you say?
I'm saying, and I would never. And I would never,
philosophical argument issues.
No, and I would never say that Mike was being predatory for having those casual relationships.
Good, that's great. But we're arguing
about
do you agree?
Wait, do you agree? No, we're still talking about the same thing. We're literally talking about.
I'm not giving credence to your statement because it's false and it doesn't make any sense.
Wait, what is false about it?
Because it has nothing to do with what I have done has nothing to do with what we're arguing about now. It has no influence on the weight of my argument.
Yes, it does.
It doesn't.
Your perception and your actions and like your justification for things.
You would know that you're wrong.
Your perception and your justification for things do matter. I mean, I get it.
No, they don't though. What your personal experience has been doesn't matter what
you're literally personalizing it that you feel that it's that
You're just saying that you
that
should practice what you
that
preach,
sexual
which is
no you're
completely
saying
separate.
no you're literally saying that sexual relationships should have more meaning behind it. You're literally personalizing by entering your own moral and like not emotional,
No, I'm going off of
your own
what
personal like
my
belief system
experience is
upon it.
limited, but I'm going off of what I've heard from other people my entire life
About what?
about what people seek out of relationships, or what I've
People wait
generally, I've heard.
wait people do seek like casual sexual relationships from time to time also. I'm confused.
Yeah, they do, but that doesn't excuse them from
Wait, what needs
exhibiting
to be
certain kinds of
excused?
behavior.
Wait, what needs to be excused? Unless you're saying that it's
Your argument, and correct me if I'm wrong, your argument is essentially that you if you're seeking casual sex, you can use you can use tactics that have worked before from with other women, and you're not necessarily a predator. You're just spin game. You're just using what's working. That's your argument, and I disagree. I don't think you should be able to do that. Well, no. Here's the thing. I think you should be able to do that, but you can't say that that's not. It doesn't have a predatory undertone to it.
and in terms of the predatory umbrella, I feel like that word predatory is doing a lot of work without being like defined.
So
like
actually, let's turn this around and then tell us what you think predatory is.
No, I'm saying the nature of dating in like heterosexual settings is typically, or I don't know how we'll say, typically is male to female, right? Is men approaching women. You disagree?
Yeah, that's historically accurate, but like that's not for everybody. But yeah,
majority of the time.
I don't know.
Wait. Would you? How can I say this? Would you say that Would you say that a majority of romantic interactions are sparked by
a man
a man pursuing a woman in some?
I guess in like bar settings, yeah.
In most
or work or a lot of settings.
We've talked about how like the sanctity of women and the sexism related around that women's sexuality and their freedom and their ability to choose has been like stemmed into society. It's been stigmatized to the point that they have been need to be guarded and protect themselves, and men need to woo the woman to romanticize her and to romance her and yada yada yada. So that's my basis, is that men need to pursue women. So if you want to say pursue is too predatory a word, like the action is men need to romance women in most cases, in most heterosexual relationships, right?
I think that's a fair statement. We understand your point. Go get to the next part so we can wrap this up.
So my point is, what part of it becomes predatory?
But I think now it's your turn to explain how it's not, because we've said our piece about that. So if we're to continue with this, because we've already said our side and you disagree. We clearly have a disagreement here, but I don't think we've heard your side of it.
Predatory, in my impression, predatory implies we've actually kind of discussed it, implies some form of power dynamic, also implies a weaker, less capable, less in this sense, less consenting target. And I'm saying that a man approaching a woman at a bar and using a pickup line that's like, let's say I keep using pickup line, but whatever, using a conversational topic or dressing a certain way to garner the attention is not predatory, because I view the woman as an equal in this dating situation. While I have to approach her and garner her and gain her interest and maintain her interest for whatever capacity, whether it's me wanting to date her, marry her, sleep with her that night. I have to maintain that attention through different means, whether it's, yes, my dress, whether it's the big chain I'm wearing that indicates I have a lot of money. Therefore, she doesn't have need any other interest because she's interested in sleeping with me to gain my money, or it's her being interested in my travels during the conversation, and she thinks I'm an interesting person to be around, or I'm incredibly good looking. So she wants to, and she has her own sexual interest and drive. So she wants to have sex with someone who's as good looking as I, in this hypothetical situation, am. These are all things, but I don't view this at all predatory because I view her as an equal.
If the woman knows that you view her as an equal, then
Yeah.
you're not a predator. Yeah, you're right. You're not a predator.
So
But
then,
most cases,
in what instance?
think about it with a pickup line. What is a guy trying to assume? He's trying to assume that the woman is not going to catch on to his.
No, you
like,
can display it for
rouse.
You can to display a sense of humor, to like to display yourself having a sense of humor.
Listen, that's lighthearted.
Find her things that's being
I'm
charming.
fine with that.
Yeah, and what are you talking about? That this is
Like
the whole method.
telling jokes, like if that's a part of your personality, is one thing. Well, I think where Mike
I want to know the predatory part. What
where Mike and I
not you
are
targeting
struggling,
drunk people. Yes,
where Mike
please.
and I are struggling is when you say, if I say X, Y will happen. That's what we're saying is like when you have a formula, like, and you're not coming across like I don't even
I
know
equals
what I'm
MX
anymore.
squared.
You can say
A squared plus B squared equals C squared.
And my point would be if A squared is talk about my travels through sub-Sahara Africa, and B squared is I can't. If me talking about my travels, and my goal is to maintain
That's
her
such
interest.
an obscure example. Though.
What
we talk about Squid
guy
Game
is
now?
walking around. He's been to
Squid Game?
Toronto, and that's his panty dropper.
Well, no, I'm kind of bringing it back to the SVU thing, because the guy trying to seem displaying his sophistication. So I feel like I was trying to impress someone and gain their interest and their attention through me talking about my.
If he had done that with the one girl, no, I don't think that's predatory. But I think the show is trying to make
repeated. Yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah, right, he's doing it to. He's doing the young girls all at the same time. Like, that's predatory.
He's a single guy. What's wrong with that?
Replace him.
Another single
replace
man.
him with a cat and a can of food. How is it any different?
Let's talk about another single man, okay?
Wait.
The pride and joy.
LeBron James. He's not single.
No, where's the guy from Squid Game from? The main character, Dalgona or something like that.
He's from South Korea.
Well, yeah,
Do
obviously.
you?
What? I don't remember.
You're asking his name?
No. Where he's, because he kept saying the pride and joy of
Oh,
I was trying to say it.
I don't
Dalgona. That sounds right.
Yeah, whatever.
Where exactly it was.
No, Dalgona is the game. I was completely off. Anyway, what did you have to say about Squid Game? Because we just needed to get off that time because it's been 45 minutes now. What? We've all seen it.
It was a good show. Wait, quick question about it. Did you guys watch it with the subtitles in Korean, or did you watch it with the dub?
I watched subtitles.
Both. Well, you had to watch it with the dub. Oh, you mean just without subtitles?
No, with subtitles. Yeah. Well,
I didn't realize you could take the dub off.
In Korean with the subtitles, yeah.
Yeah.
I watched it fully in Korean.
No subtitles.
I had no idea.
No subtitles, but I knew everything. I just learned through osmosis. I could feel the every word from their acting. But no. So wait, Mike, you watched
apparently the dub is what they wanted Americans to think they were saying, which was interesting because the subtitles are different. They're like
Yeah,
the
it's hard.
direct translation.
Yeah, it's hard to do that sometimes with that. As a student, as a lover of anime, I can tell you that it can be a
No,
challenge
but I mean,
sometimes.
like, it's just interesting to think like what Korean people might want to hear, what who might think Americans want to hear, and that's why they dubbed it that way.
Interesting.
Mm.
Yeah, I watched it with the Korean speaking Korean and with the dubs. Was that like, I mean, with the subtitles, was that a different experience? Because I hadn't really heard anything about like the dubs.
Yeah, the subtitles from most of the show are complete, and they're not completely different, but like there's certain things that are left out. Like instead of saying in the subtitles, it said like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill you," they say like, "Oh, get not get lost, but like,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna end you," like like
Right.
more American, like, um, Die
I'm
Hard
gonna
kind
take you
of.
out to the back.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm, yeah. You got to go with there are some rare occasions where the dubs of things are good. I usually go with the original language
I just
for
watched
things.
Cowboy Bebop with the dub because when I was a kid, I
That's a good
watched it
one.
with the dub, and I was like, I'm not gonna watch this in whatever other language it's in. Like, I know that voice. Like, I know these voices. I'm not gonna go
But
back.
Steve Bloom is a god, so that's
Is that the voice of
Spike. Yeah,
Spike? Okay. All right, cool. Back to Squid Game. So, did you
good
guys like the
show.
ending?
Oh no,
I love the ending.
Terrible. Yeah, you sound like
Yeah.
LeBron just now. LeBron said that. Did you see what the guy clapped back to LeBron saying that he didn't like the ending? And he was like, "Have
I
you
saw
seen
that he
Space Jam
did.
2?" Super petty.
I heard that he responded. I didn't pay attention
Yeah,
to the response.
I don't even know if this is like real because I saw it on Instagram, so who knows? But apparently the guy was like, "Yeah, did you see Space Jam 2?" As his like response to LeBron shitting on the end. And it was definitely a good show. I know that they were like prepping it for a season 2, but it just made no sense. Like the dad, well, the part that I'm speaking to specifically, this
Spoiler
guy,
alert.
Spoiler
oh
alert.
yeah,
Yeah.
whatever,
You're like,
It's
who's
the hottest
watching
show. It's the
this?
hottest show on TV. It's been out for what, a
By the
month and a
way,
half now.
it took me a while. I just finished watching it 2 weekends ago,
Mm.
like a week and a half. Yeah, like 2 weeks
I
ago.
think I finished
So
it like the weekend. Like if it came out on Friday, I probably finished it on like Tuesday or something like that. Because that's
yeah,
Yeah,
when
I
I
watched the
waited.
whole thing in like a week.
Yeah, I waited
I
till
watched it in like
I
two
binged
days.
that in like 2 days. Yeah,
Yeah.
I binged it in like 2 days. But like I waited till like I saw all the memes and I tried to avoid a lot of them because I didn't want to
Right.
spoil it.
Well, that's
Like
why I ended up watching is because there were so many memes, and I was like, I just want to understand. Like,
yeah,
I usually don't like feel left out like that, but I was like, this is just too much. It's taking over my feed, and I just want to know what this means. But yeah, the fact that he didn't go back to his daughter, I was just like, this guy is a fucking idiot. Like, I can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
It's like he's like, have you learned nothing?
right.
Like,
He
do
just
you
was
want to?
like in the room with his mother dead, but he just
Yeah,
leaves
like, do
his
you want to
daughter
find
still.
her lying on the floor dead with her like feet cut off too? Like,
It just didn't make sense. Like, whoa, was that a
I don't.
diabetes joke?
Yeah,
Oh
but
god,
for the
that was
daughter
dark.
because she
That
doesn't
was
have
dark.
diabetes.
That was dark.
But
God damn
I was like, what? Why do you didn't find her with her feet cut off?
God damn, that was
I thought
dark.
it was so like parts. I liked it. I really liked it. We were hooked on it. But my criticism at first was just like, I thought the whole like, I understand like they're playing for high stakes and they all die or whatever, but like just shooting them point blank game after game, I just thought was just so like uninventive.
Mm.
Like the first one, it makes sense. Like it's completely jarring, and the guns are everywhere, and they're just like people blowing up around them. But like they just move after that. They just move to just a guy follows them and shoots them. Like that's not creative. Like
well, the games are creative enough. Like the whole idea is like you
yeah,
play this game, you play this playground game, you win or you die.
Mm.
So wait, my question about this show was it always meant to was it always meant to end on a like a actually I don't think it was, right? Was it meant to end in a one versus one, a 1v1?
I don't
No,
know.
right?
So here's my thing, and I asked this question to someone else also. Was Daehun, is that his name? Daehun, something like that? The main
The main
character?
character isn't it
Yeah.
Gi?
Gihun, Daehan. I don't remember.
Gion or whatever. It's like an H.
He was. I don't
sound.
know if he's just an idiot and like he didn't understand that it was gonna become a 1v1. But the whole like not the whole thing, but like maybe the first like 4 episodes, he made it seem like, oh, we're gonna team up, we're gonna win this thing together. Like they were making
Yeah,
it
'cause
seem
he's a
like
good
they all
person.
could have won, and I was like,
Actually, now I think about it, they show at the very beginning that they played Squid Games when he's a kid in
Yeah.
teams. So they could have been more than it could have been more than one person.
Yeah, but
no,
the
by
way they make
design
it
of the
out is like
game,
they're
by
killing
design of
each other.
the game, not Squid Game, like the design of the killing game, it was only supposed to be
Well,
one victor.
well, they kind of that's the thing though. Like, was the game always was there meant to be multiple winners, or did they kind of like
I
did
don't think there was meant to be
they
multiple.
alter the focus? Well, because remember, like the I don't remember her name, 61, 67.
Oh,
She
the
like
girl that.
made it to the final game, but like she died because of the glass. So like
Yeah, but they made them
she was
fight.
meant
They made them fight though,
yeah, but
because they were
but
on the
like
table.
but she was but like so then it would have been three people, right? So
Yeah,
like
it would have been three, and then that was the fifth game though, wasn't it?
no, they were into the sixth game. She died in between games because they were still in the suits after
Hmm.
winning the fifth, which was the glass.
She didn't make it to the last game.
Yeah, she died
She made it
Oh, the
past the
fifth game. The
game.
fifth game was the bridge.
the bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she
Okay, so
died
six would have
after.
been Squid Game.
Yeah,
Got you.
I
Okay,
think
so yeah,
the last game could have been more people,
yeah, because it's
but
meant to be more one person. Or it's
but they
so you're
the
saying they
whole time
tailored
it
the
was only
game
going to
to
be
make it a
one winner.
1v1.
I don't know because it seems like because I guess we'll never know because like they kind of I don't know.
There is a
cheat
way to
or
know because if you go back and watch, they show you who the winners are. Like if you go through the book, you'd have to be like you have to like pause it and see who the winners are. If there maybe any of those files showed multiple winners, I actually remember trying to see that when I was watching it, but like I didn't go back and check. But they when they flip through the book of all the winners, if there's a year that has multiple people, then that would answer that question. But I feel like the nature of the show would only want one winner.
Why? Why would you care? Why would
Because
you care
that's
if the
more
money is
interesting.
split?
Like
Why?
because but that's human nature. Like why would you want to share it at that? You've gone through that much. You're going to share it with someone. Like these people are killing each other.
You have more money. I don't know. Like
What if that person was in crazy? Well, I guess none of them would be in that much debt. I don't know.
But yeah, that's what they had. That's how much money they had. They had millions of dollars to like.
I looked
For
it up.
me-
The total was 38 million
Yeah, in like US
dollars.
dollars.
Mhm.
Yeah.
A one
like-
is about $1,100.
I'm thinking if I'm putting on a show, I don't want multiple winners
Why? I don't know. I feel
because
like
that's not dramatic. It's more dramatic to have like one.
Well, they
one
also
winner.
they bet on them like horses. I mean, you can't
Right.
have more.
I guess
than
that's
the horse
true.
win.
So like the VIPs kind of ruined it because like they even forced the guys to like the front man, the operators to like cheat
Right.
in
To
the
make
in
it
the
more
fifth-
interesting.
That was another thing. Like all
Yeah.
of the VIPs, why were they gay and why were they American?
They
Were
weren't
they all gay?
They weren't all gay. Like,
I think
Yeah,
it's
I think-
supposed to be that they.
I
were
think
all
they were
gay.
largely. I think they were large. Most of them were largely white, but like I don't know if they were
Yeah.
all gay.
but
The
also
one guy
like
he
there's
leaves
definitely
with-
he leaves with the
Yeah,
with the guy.
Yeah,
That
but the
guy
guy,
is
but the
gay.
guy says to him, he's like, "Oh, bon appetit."
Well, yeah, I mean, I think at that point he's just like open sexually, you know. He's like,
Yeah,
listen,
like-
man, have
He's
at
like,
it.
yeah,
yeah.
he's like, yeah, go have your fun. Like they're
Do
all
your
like,
thing.
yeah, they're all like.
But
Oh, I see
also,
what
like,
you mean.
when people get crazy rich, like they fuck, like they do whatever, like they because at that point they can do whatever they want, and like
They become
nothing
predators.
nothing gets them nothing gets them going anymore, so they have to go to the next level and find the next height. I really believe that like once people get insanely rich, their sexual exploits just rise.
Well, that's what the old guy says.
yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, it's right there.
yeah, that
It's in the
thing's.
pudding.
Yeah. So
I think they always meant it to be one. The way that I mean, especially with like each person who dies, like the money goes into the pot. Like there was no way that they didn't set it up to make it seem like Because every time he said that, he was like, "Oh, we can team up." In my head, I was like, "No, you can't. Like, they're gonna kill you."
Well, no, like, but like the thing is, like that. I think that's also what part of it was like you wanting like your own desires. Like, like would you like kill people to like make more money and stuff like that? But like in the course of the show, there was definitely opportunities for more people. Like, I'm pretty sure like 3 or 4 people, maybe even like five, maybe like 3, 4, maybe even like 5 people on that fifth game, the bridge game, didn't necessarily have to die for them to win. Like, but like I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, but even the guy who could see the glass, like he doesn't say anything. He could have helped a bunch of people.
Yeah, and that yeah, that plays into like the greed and stuff like that of like the greed basically.
That's an interesting concept though, because like let's say that guy went first, right, and he figured out the game, and they all got through, like everyone lived. That was game 5. So then game 6
would be just
an 8-on-8 Squid Game, right?
Yeah.
Technically, if but you would assume that that's boring. That's boring TV, right? Because no one died, and then the game runner would be like, "Oh, we got to shake some shit up because that round no one died." Like it just
well, no,
seems like
they would just make
going.
it that like whatever team kills the other team wins.
Yeah, but then
like,
you still have
whatever team remains standing.
So many winners divided by 8. Ugh.
That's millions of dollars. Oh, God forbid. Oh,
I'm not going through all this for 8 mil.
For $8 million. Sorry.
I was.
But
well, no, 31 mil divided by 8. What is that?
Is math.
Well, no, it was 38 to 3 million, so it'd be about
4 million.
Something.
38. Yeah,
like 6.5, 7.
Yeah. So,
wait, so you guys didn't watch it with the dub?
No,
I was gonna say, whose voice did you think was the most annoying with the dub? It was definitely that woman.
I didn't get
her voice was annoying in Korean too. Just
like, yeah, I was
like you didn't even say her name. I know exactly what you're talking about.
She was really
you
good.
You guys are all stupid.
Her performance was really good. She was like, wait, so what was your guys' favorite character from the show?
The only one that I really liked as a person was Ali. I thought the main character was super annoying. I was just frustrated with him the whole time. He actually reminds me of he's just super dumb. He reminds me of someone that we all know, and I'll say it when this is over. But like I could not stop seeing this person's face.
I think I know who.
Is it just on personality or is how they actually look?
Both. We'll talk about it later.
I'm so curious. Okay.
But so Ali was just like, obviously we're supposed to love
the old
Ali,
man. Actually, was the most annoying voice.
Oh no! Oh no!
Wait! What did I say?
Did you guys?
Wait, Mike, you noticed that Kavan is gone? He's frozen.
Oh damn!
Oh man!
Oh my god!
Hold on.
He comes back.
Can you guys even hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
Okay,
you were frozen in time.
All right. Well, we gotta wrap up before this shithole blows up. Did you guys see that coming? Like the twist at the end?
No,
I saw it. I had a feeling that something was up with the old man, especially when it said he was 01 or 001. Mm-hmm. But I didn't know he was the host.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I know some people that were like, "Oh yeah, like I got it immediately." And like I called it super early. Not like that, but like I'm pretty sure like that he's involved or he's not like who he says he is. I didn't see it coming, and honestly, I was kind of disappointed in it anyway. Like,
I don't know what
his reason is so dumb.
Yeah, I just want to feel something one more time.
It's supposed to be like a criticism.
So you kill people.
A point I heard that was really interesting was like because it's a greater critique of like capitalism was that like even like in the capitalist system where like even where we like idealize that everyone has a fair chance in capitalism, some like the rich still find a way to skirt the rules and like. So like
because like if you really wanted to feel something, then really be at risk for death. Like
so like even in that, like when he was supposed to die, he's still because he's insanely rich and wealthy and powerful.
Right.
He was able to cheat the system of the game, and
Yeah.
So that part I actually in that part it kind of even I like the twist, but like in sense of like the general story, it's like it's super dumb. Like he should have just died. It should have been. Sorry.
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say it just should have been that like the protagonist should have felt bad that like he basically had to manipulate this old man to survive. Like that should have been.
Huh?
Yeah.
Well, what was he wearing? A nice suit?
No, he was toying with his dementia.
Oh, okay. All
right. Am I wrong? Is that not what happened?
All right. So
I'll definitely kind of along the lines of the diabetes joke.
Wait, do we want to see a season 2?
I want to see a season 2 because I hate him and I want to see him be dumb again. This is hate watch now.
You think they're gonna bring him back?
Yeah, they have to.
He died.
First of all, his fucking dumb red hair. No,
the protagonist.
The fucking dumb red haircut. What was the point of that?
Oh my god! Yeah, I was like, why the red hair?
I was like, that's gotta be a Korean thing that's going over my head. Like, otherwise, this is fucking
maybe
stupid.
It's symbolism because he has like the blood in his hand on his hands, but he has.
I don't know, but I thought that was so dumb, and I was like, I hate him even more.
Maybe
like
that
Korean
is it. Like
Kurt Cobain,
he finally embraces he finally like utilizes the blood money, so now he has like the blood on his hands.
That's too smart for it to be.
I think it's maybe like he can't look at himself.
The show is smart. He is not.
He can't look at himself anymore, and so he sees that picture on the wall, and he's like, "That would be a complete change, and I would be a different person, and then I don't have to live with myself anymore." That's my interpretation.
Still too smart. I think he was like, "Ooh, red is pretty." And then
I just wonder. You guys saw Parasite, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just for me, I just wonder. I haven't seen enough like Korean films, or like shows. Like that trope seemed to carry in Parasite too, like the capitalism, people like living super poor lives, making it ends meet, and like this fantastic way of making money, kind of thing. Like I wonder if that's like a popular
Korean cinema. It's fantastic. I got recommendations for you. We'll talk after.
Okay, great.
Yeah. I think we're gonna wrap it up now.
Yeah.
After arguing about predatorial behavior, 45 minutes and then Squid Game. This is definitely a wild ride.
Yeah,
a lot of emotions.
Not our.
To all our fans, like and comment in the description box and tell me how right I was, guys.
Or don't.
We can do it.
Yeah, like the one person we have
do it and make them feel bad.
The one person we have commenting on our videos already thinks you're an idiot. So I think we're on the right side. Yeah. I think
the funny thing about it is that like I had a good counter, like I had a good like example of like
you never said it
illustrating my point, Mark, but because I realized that the points I thought I made was what me and you were talking about after we had finished. We stopped recording.
Oh, okay.
Because remember we kept talking about it, so I was like, damn, that's not an episode. So I was like, I can't make. So I was like, I'm gonna do it.
All right.
But,
yes.
To that.
Shout out to that one commenter. I don't remember your name right now, but thanks for watching. We love you.
Should we look it up real quick so we can?
I kind of have it. I could probably get it pretty quick.
We don't care about you. If you commented or didn't,
shut up.
We don't really care.
Oh wait, I don't remember which video the comment was on, so it's gonna take too long.
It's in the Dave, right?
I don't know. Now the video is just awkwardly long.
Hopefully,
no, it's in
not
the
a predator.
Oh yeah.
Shout out to Vicky Love.
Nope.
Episode
Vicky Love,
38
go fuck yourself.
from our Donda Certified Lover Boy episode. Continue to comment. If you dislike the video, don't do that anymore, please. And
send us your phone number and your card information. We'll keep it safe.
No. All right. Poorly Made Podcast, episode 41.
41.